Hi guys, I'm in my veggie patch today. I'm trying to plant out as much as I can plant out. Right here is where my chicken tractor used to be. It's now over the fence. We had planned to use that for our meat birds, but we were just struggling to lift it with the tractor, and it was fairly wet that day and we didn't want to drive the car down here. Anyway, it's just kind of lying there and it'll stay there until we need it, I guess. Well, hopefully we'll move it anyway. We don't need it at the moment, so it's fine. But this is where the chickens were. It had a heap of mulch in here, but they scratched it at the back. So I've kind of just flattened it off and evened it out. I'm going to cover it with some compost that we made last year from the food waste that we collect. We collect about 3,500 litres a week. I'm going to spread it on here, and then I'm going to top dress with some straw cross hay. It's got a few seeds in it, but not as bad as hay usually does. That's from our neighbour's place. We cleaned out their hay shed. It's like in little bits, so it's great for the garden. Well, I don't mind regular hay and straw in the garden. It's usually in really long bits, and when you need to move it aside to plant in, it can be a little bit annoying. So these little bits are fantastic to put around your plants. I think I'm going to plant some more tomatoes in here. I've got tomatoes, not in this bit here because the soil's not as good, but behind that row of peas, that was our cover crop that we cut back and rolled up. There's tomatoes behind that, and then there's tomatoes over here. I don't know if you can see, over here-ish. This was my pea bed. It's been decimated by birds. Between the birds and the dogs, I've had no peas for the last few weeks. Yeah, it's been a problem. So next year I'm probably going to have to net it so we get some sort of harvest. I've got a harvest on the other side, but I've cleared that out now. I got a good harvest of peas and beans, broad beans from there, but the peas and broad beans from here, yeah, all gone. So I'm going to clean that out later today if I get a chance, but I want to fix this up first. Yeah, I think I will move on to this one, and then I've got one more patch at the back that I need to weed and plant out and figure out how I'm going to fit all my seedlings in this little space. And then I need to get over on the other side and plant out my melons now that it's warmed up. Probably replant my corn. I think it didn't sprout because it was so cold. I need to replant some of my melons. I don't know if some of them were old or if they got eaten by birds or if it was just too cold for them. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a funny season. Really grateful for the rain, but it's been really cold. It's been winter weather, low teens. Yeah, a struggle. It's been a struggle for the garden. Anyway, we look like we're in spring weather again now, so hopefully it stays there. Yeah, I'm gonna get cracking on this veggie patch and plant some tomatoes in it.
You do.
I've heard about this quite a bit, about native bees sleeping in flowers, and here I've spotted two, having a snooze. The last week we've been living on venison and broccoli. Look at the size of that broccoli. And a few other bits and pieces, some beetroot, and yeah, it's been good. So we've got a bit more broccoli coming on, but I don't think it'll last past December, because then we'll start getting a heap of white butterflies, and yeah, it doesn't grow too well at bolts, but it's been doing really well in this cooler weather and all this rain, so I've been enjoying it. I feel like we didn't get much done today because we've had a busy day. We had to pick up the supermarket bins where we composted them out, feed them to our animals. And then we had to go an hour the other way, so that was half an hour one way. Then we had to go an hour the other way because we picked up a cool room motor because our cool room wasn't cooling down sufficiently for meat. And I want to put my veggies in there too when we do our market garden. So the meat will only be like once a year, and then we kind of just wash it out, sanitize it, and then we can use it for the rest of the season for our veggies, so we can do veggie boxes and keep everything stored at the correct temperature so they last longer. it's not just lasting longer for us to then sell to the consumer, so we aim to sell everything fresh, but it's to chill our veggies. We're going to chill them in the field, hydro cool them, and then we're going to take them to our cool room and get them down to the correct temperature, so it just allows them to go to the store or go to people's homes and then last a week in the fridge until people need to use them. So we'll be using the cool room for that, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it and having that up and running. So that's another project for another day. I don't know if it'll be this week or next, or in a few more weeks time. I'm not really sure on the time frame for that, but it was important that we found one that we could use and yeah, fit out because our cool room there is working, but it's not getting cool enough. Excuse the big pile of dirt behind me. This is the business end of our farm, but I wanted to show you quickly what we do twice a week. So we collect around 3,500 litres of food waste from a local supermarket. There are 5 major local supermarkets in our area in a 30-minute kind of radius around us. And those 5 stores are about 10 minutes from each other. So if you're going to go from the furthest to, that's 10 minutes. And this is the waste from one store. So a lot of it is, you know, outers of cabbages and collies and lettuce and stuff. But a lot of it is really good produce that isn't really that bad. So we compost a lot of it. These are our 2 compost bays at the moment. This one's just, you know, rotting down, and then this one is the one we're working on next. The rest we feed out to our animals, so our pigs and our chooks. But quickly before my battery dies, I'm going to show you what's inside these bins. Look at that waste. There's nothing wrong with that broccoli, these tomatoes, the avocados, these lettuces. If you peel off a couple of layers, they'll be fine. This one, the top layer is mostly lettuce, but I'm sure there's other stuff underneath. Look at that. All those potatoes, they're fine. The Swedes are fine. Mangoes. My goodness me. And we do this twice a week. Look at that. This is why we don't shop at supermarkets. It's absolutely ridiculous. So let me know, guys, if you want me to show you more about the waste that we collect twice a week. We also pick up bread. We had the option of picking up meat and dairy, which we're not doing at the moment. But yeah, let me know if you want me to do a more in-depth video. So I finished planting out the garden for tonight, and I'm going to show you what I've done, and I'm going to show you what I've got to do for tomorrow. So in here I've got a combination of okra, eggplant and Cape gooseberry, and interplanted in that I've got my alpine strawberries, which I grew from seed. And then over here I planted some cucumbers, some more strawberries. In here I pulled out my garlic, so you can see my garlic there. And I planted Cape gooseberries, strawberries and more okra. And I'll take you over this side, whoops, try not to fall over. I've got these trays to plant out tomorrow. And keep going. I've got these trays to plant out tomorrow as well. I've got some more strawberries planted in here. And in here I've got some rosella at the back. And then I've got tomatoes in the middle and strawberries at the front. I've got some tomatillos in here. And woo, behind me I've got some strawberries. I think that's all I've got done today. Tomorrow I need to weed this bed and that bed up here somewhere. And then I can plant out the rest of my tomatoes, my cucumbers. No, I'm doing my cucumbers in this row. My beans and maybe some popcorn. I'm doing my other corn in the other veggie patch. and I'll get on that probably Wednesday because it's going to be raining Tuesday, so at least the ground will be soft. I'll be able to weed easy and plant easy, hopefully, fingers crossed, because it's summer next week. Yeah. It's been a horrid spring. Has not been spring-like conditions at all. We've had a few nice days, but some really wet, cold days. Anyway, that's how life is, hopefully. We'll still get a great harvest, and things will grow nicely, hopefully. See you guys tomorrow.